Just ahead on CTV News.
As temperatures continue to drop, WSCC Water says it's important that you know where your shutoff valve on your pipe is at home. I'm Katera Jones. I'll tell you why coming up on CTV News.
Plus, we speak with David Iannucci before he is set to resign. And
so we're here at Walden Woods Elementary School, and the prime effect is in full effect. I'm Bryce Parker. We'll have more coming up on CTV News.
Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening. This is CTV News for December 6th. I'm Mariah Jalad.
And I'm Michaela Newton. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, a daughter who helped her mother kill her grandmother by burning and cutting her body into pieces is now set to walk free after being in jail for the past year. 21-year-old Salia Hardy was charged as an accessory in the May 2023 murder of 71-year-old Margaret Craig. She testified against her mother, Candace Craig, in court, leading to a guilty verdict in her mom's case. Hardy pled guilty to her own charge this week, and Prince George's County State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy says Hardy's 550 days in jail was appropriate as her punishment. Now, Hardy is subject to 5 years of supervised probation.
Well, this week, the community has been reeling from the loss of Cornelius McDonald, a DMV community leader and activist who was killed in a shooting outside Jasper's restaurant last weekend. McDonald's life will be honored by 2 vigils in the coming days. The first will be held tomorrow and is sponsored by County Council member Walla Blagay, the Largo Civic Association, and Prince George's County Police. The second is hosted by the nonprofit Stay Solid McDonald founded. That will take place next weekend. There on your screen, you can see the locations and times for those events. Meantime, it was an eventful week in county politics with a new temporary county executive taking power and major division in the county council. Angela Alsobrooks resigned as county executive ahead of her swearing in to become Maryland's next senator, putting into motion a special election in 2025 to elect a new exec. Until then, Tara Jackson has been named the acting county exec. She previously served as the county's chief administrative officer. And in the county council, it was time to pass the gavel, but with 3 different rounds of voting, the council could not come to a majority decision on a new chairperson. Jolene Ivey will keep the chair position by default. The council could be getting even smaller and more divided, with not 1 but 2 council members announcing they're running to replace Alsobrooks as the county executive. That's Ivey and Calvin Hawkins, who will also face County State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy in next year's special election.
Meanwhile, Prince George's County Board of Education just elected their newest board chair. Board member Brandon Jackson was elected as board chair last night during their annual board meeting second session. Members voted 6-2 against former chair Lolita E. Walker.
Thank you so much. Board member Brandon Jackson has received 6 votes in the affirmative. Board member Lolita E. Walker has received 3 votes in the affirmative. The chair declares that board member Brandon Jackson has been elected chair. Congratulations. Before we continue with anything additional planned, as the former chair, I want to thank God for first putting a hedge of protection around me during the course of this leadership to be able to leverage my words to continuously uplift our scholars for District 9 and beyond. Thank you to all the board members, the former board members, the new board members for their dedication to the scholars of Prince George's County Public Schools.
And Jackson has spoken with CTV News previously about his plans to implement workshops for parents in the county. Well, the Maryland Board of State Canvassers has officially certified the results of the 2024 presidential election and sent them to the Maryland State Board of Elections. Now, while local and municipal election results were certified at the county level, races that span multiple counties require state-level certification. The Board of State Canvassers meets after each election to tally votes using certified statements from local canvassing boards. They then declare the official results and forward them to the State Board of Elections.
A Prince George's home building company is set to pay nearly $1 million for violations of consumer protection laws. Finnish Works Corp., Finnish Works Custom Builders, Inc., and owner William Woodward received a final order from the County Circuit Court for violating the laws over 800 times in multiple counties. Violations include taking money from customers to build homes but failing to complete the work and using the funds for personal expenses. Woodward and his companies are no longer allowed to build homes in Maryland unless they pay an additional bond of $700,000 to protect future customers from harm. And well, the weather outside is frightful, and even though we haven't got snow yet in the region, you might still need your winter accessories this weekend. We won't have the high winds that made Thursday so chilly, but tonight the winds will be freezing cold with temperatures in the 20s. Due to yesterday's gusty winds, residents should still be cautious with the possibility of broken tree limbs and power outages. Milder temperatures are expected back next week when we return to the mid-50s and 60s.
And if you haven't taken the steps yet, now is the time to get your home ready for the winter. WSSC says freezing temperatures can wreak havoc on your home.
Yes, but you can avoid some of the problems with a few simple steps. CTV's Katara Jones has more on prepping your pipes for the winter.
That's right. The cold weather that we've been experiencing the past few days can really cause havoc on your pipes at home. And to talk more about how you can prepare those pipes is Lynn Riggins with WSSC Water. Lynn, thank you so much for having us today. Can you talk a little bit about what residents at home can do to prepare those pipes at home?
Sure. First and foremost, you want to locate and operate your main water shutoff valve. So this shuts off the water in your house. So in the event a pipe were to break, you want to get that water shut off as quickly as possible to minimize damage. So a lot of people might not know where that is. Look for it. It's in your basement, probably a utility room, laundry closet, could be next to your washer and dryer, water heater. Mine's under the steps in my basement. It's going to look something like this. It could be a lever, it could be a dial. You want to find it and operate it. Make sure it works and shuts off the water in your house so that it works before you need it, not when you're in an emergency situation and your house is being flooded by water. So the other thing to keep in mind is pipes like to be 55 degrees or warmer. Okay. So if you have pipes in an unheated area of your house and we get into an extended cold snap, you might want to consider leaving a door open so that some warm air from your house, the warmth gets to the pipes. Maybe even under your kitchen sink, leaving the cabinet doors open in an extended cold snap lets the warmth from your house get to those pipes and keeps them warm. You can also consider picking up some foam insulation and just slipping it on. It's really easy. It just helps to provide a little bit of warmth. Now, if these pipes are in a completely unheated area of your house, the insulation isn't going to do any good. You've got to keep the pipes above 55 degrees, but this can help a little bit, and it's something really easy and inexpensive at your local hardware store. The other thing to do is if you haven't gone outside, go outside your house and disconnect those hoses and drain the water from the pipe that leads to those hose bibs, because if you leave water in those pipes and then we get into a cold snap and it freezes, that pipe is going to break. That's going to be a costly repair. So disconnect those hoses, drain the water out of those pipes so you don't have any water in those pipes, hopefully to stay safe and warm during the winter.
And if you want to get more information on how you can prepare your pipes at home, just visit wsscwater.com/winter-ready. Katara Jones, CTV News.
Thank you, Katara. Some really important tips for this time of year.
Absolutely.
And you're watching CTV News. I'm Mariah Jalad.
And I'm Michaela Newton. Still to come, students at the University of Maryland are learning about philanthropy in a new program. We'll tell you how after the break.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
Well, nearly 9 months after the collapse that killed 6 construction workers, federal prosecutors are getting closer to bringing criminal charges against the operators of the ship that destroyed Baltimore's Key Bridge. But like many things across the nation, that all could change once Donald Trump takes office. The Baltimore Banner reports Maryland's U.S. Attorney and the U.S. Deputy Attorney General are trying to reach an indictment in the case before they leave or are forced to leave their positions. A replacement for the Deputy Attorney General has already been nominated by Trump, and in his last term, U.S. attorneys from 46 states were asked to resign. A civil lawsuit was brought against the ship's operators earlier this year. Maryland's current legal representation wants criminal charges, but the decision could fall to Trump's choices for those positions. And one of the top names in Prince George's County is retiring after a 4-decade career in public service. David Iannucci has been president and CEO of the County Economic Development Corporation since 2018, but will be resigning effective December 31st. During his time in the position, Iannucci brought major developments in the county, like adding more jobs than any other Maryland county between 2011 and 2021. We spoke to David Iannucci on his proudest moments serving the county and what work still needs to be done.
We've tried to do nothing less significant than reinvent the economy of Prince George's County, to not be a bedroom community, but to be a location where we had employment opportunities for our residents, so they didn't have to leave the county every day. And we made tremendous progress. I'm very proud of the fact that we led for 10 years all counties in Maryland in adding jobs, adding over 55,000 jobs. And even out of COVID, we've added more jobs, or recovered more jobs. And so I'm very proud of that.
Iannucci's permanent replacement likely won't be selected until a new county executive takes office.
And big changes could be coming to Maryland's annual report card. Maryland's 1,300 public schools are showing slight improvements, according to the state's annual report card. Now, Baltimore County led the state with 20 5-star schools, including Eastern Technical High, which earned the highest score in Maryland, edging out the Academy of Health and Sciences at Prince George's Community College and its 90.7 points. A task force has been formed to reassess how student achievement is measured, with potential changes ahead for the grading system and refining the framework on career and college readiness. Meanwhile, in a candid update during Wednesday's University Senate meeting, University of Maryland President Darrell Pines warned that the state's budget deficit could lead to cuts in funding for public higher education. Now, Pines predicted that the University of Maryland College Park will likely face some type of reduction in funding. The state's deficit, which currently exceeds $1 billion, is expected to grow significantly in the next few years. And when lawmakers return to Annapolis in January, higher education could be on the chopping block.
Meanwhile, students at the University of Maryland College Park that aspire to careers in philanthropy got the chance to collaborate like actual philanthropists. The I Give program gives incoming freshmen the opportunity to propose a grant for an issue that means the most to them. This semester, 45 students decided to gift more than $7,000 to the Immigrant and Refugee Outreach Center of the DMV. CTV was at their awards ceremony yesterday and spoke with some students on the impact this course has had on them.
It was like a back and forth debate that we had in class, where we literally at one point had a full-on debate with two sides, and people were like sharing their points of views, their perspectives, and people were like bouncing off of each other's ideas. And actually, in the end of the day, even though the debate was structured in a way where it was like this side or this side, we ended up actually amalgamating the two concepts into focusing on education for low-income individuals.
I think it was pretty incredible to see that we were able to come together and decide on two issues that we all cared about, and were able to eventually give a grant to an organization.
Coming into this class, I did not have like a lot of debate experience. I'm usually the type to listen and then form my opinions. So this class really pushed me to form my opinions and vocalize them before listening to other people. So I think in the future it will be easier for me to voice my opinions without having to hear other people's opinions to base my opinion off of.
The I Give program is part of the Carolyn Communities program within the University of Maryland College Park.
And Johns Hopkins Medicine is getting a major boost, securing more than $18 million from DARPA to lead a project aimed at developing a new type of life support system. The goal is to create an advanced ECMO device which helps support heart and lung function in critically ill patients. This multi-institutional effort will focus on designing a system that can be rapidly deployed to assist wounded military personnel. The project will span 2.5 years, marking a major step forward in life-saving medical technology.
Well, a federal appeals court panel upheld a law today that could lead to a ban on a popular app at the top of the year. After a year of legal battles, TikTok may only be saved by one man, President-elect Donald Trump. Trump, who tried to ban the social media platform the last time he was in the White House, pledged during his campaign to oppose a ban on the short-form video app. TikTok is required to break ties with its China-based parent company ByteDance or be banned by mid-January. In 2012, Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor visited a local teacher's classroom after his students made a music video honoring her selection to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, and 12 years later, Dr. William Clay is hoping his students will get to meet Deion Sanders after making a music video about the legendary professional football player. CTV's Bryce Parker is at Walden Woods Elementary School with more.
When you set a goal and you believe in yourself, don't bring your bag into your swag. Don't bring your what?
Bag into your swag.
Don't bring your what?
Bag into your swag.
Don't bring your what?
Bag into your swag.
That's the message.
At Walden Woods Elementary, a special group of students created 2 music videos to promote confidence in themselves and others.
I feel like swag is important because it can describe a person's personality and how they act. It describes how you dress and your personality and who you are as a person.
It's important because you can stand out from others. You can be different.
And being different is part of Dr. Clay's Athletes with Swag initiative, looking beyond an athlete's on-the-field development.
Sometimes they have personal issues that need to be addressed. And I looked at Athletes with Swag from the perspective of providing counseling on mental health for athletes, helping athletes become a complete athlete, looking at the physical and emotional.
So these athletes with swag who have been inspired by Deion Sanders hope that their 2 videos inspire Deion Sanders to come visit Walden Woods Elementary School.
I think Deion Sanders should come to our school because our school has a lot of personality and a lot of heart.
I think Deion Sanders should come because we have awesome teachers and students, and I like football personally.
I see other people play football, and I think I should play football too.
Collaborating on not 1, but 2 music videos and learning more about Deion Sanders' story has taught these kids some valuable life lessons.
Creating the music video taught me how to have more confidence when I'm playing sports.
It inspires me to be a better person, and ever since I was in that music video, I've been a better person in school.
He taught me low-key how to become a better person.
Cause he used to get in trouble like me, and he got more mature and stopped getting in trouble. So that's how I wanted to be. That makes me confident in myself from singing this song.
But these students are far from the only ones who have been impacted by this project.
What is something that these kids have kind of given to you through this whole process?
Hope. Let me know there's always hope if you just believe in them. I had my struggles growing up. So when I help them, I'm helping myself.
Reporting from Clinton, I'm Bryce Parker, CTV News.
I absolutely love that. Hopefully Deion Sanders is watching and can visit that school.
Yes.
You can watch both music videos on Walden Woods Elementary School's YouTube channel.
That's right. And Michaela, Bryce told me there's a student in the video who actually shares their name with one of Deion Sanders' son. And there's a girl in the class named Dallas who Sanders won a Super Bowl for in the 90s.
Nice. Gotta love it, right? All right, so to come on CTV News, a major car manufacturer is recalling thousands of SUVs.
Find out if yours is affected and what you can do about it after the break.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions. Telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org.
Welcome back. If you have a Honda SUV, you may want to listen up. The company is recalling more than 205,000 SUVs due to a fuel leak issue. Now, according to a notice from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the leak can increase the risks of a fire. This only applies to 2023 and 2024 Passport and 2023 to 2025 pilot vehicles. Now, owners should be mailed notification letters by January 6th, and dealers will inspect and repair affected vehicles free of charge. Meanwhile, in the newly renovated community center that opened just this week in Capitol Heights, the town's officials alongside Council Chair Jolene Ivey hosted a holiday party for senior residents with hopes to connect with those residents and provide a free meal.
I love Capitol Heights, I love seniors, and this is such an opportunity to bring people together. You know, around the holidays, people can start to feel kind of lonely depending on what your household situation is. And having a good meal together always helps. We're also bringing some information to people, answering some questions, and making sure that people are getting the information and the services that they need.
Well, it's always great to be with your neighbors and friends of the community and to see them up and celebrating. It's great to start the holiday off.
Now this room is full of dessert, but there's no snacking here. As the sign says, hands off the 25th annual Gingerbread House Contest and Show at Darnell's Chance House in Upper Marlboro. While the primary construction material might be gingerbread cookies, in order to perfect their mansions, lighthouses, and even trains, builders can reach deep into their pantries for supplies. Everything on the house must be edible, and that leads to some amazingly creative concepts.
We've seen tortilla chips for like sailboat sails. I'm trying to think, there's been so many different things over the years. Someone this year had bought rice paper and put a gelatin stain or glue on it and made curtains. When you come to vote, you're voting for what's called viewer's choice, and we give the winning entry in the adult, child, and family categories $325 and a big ribbon, and of course bragging rights.
You can visit the museum to cast your vote this weekend from 12 to 5 or between December 13th and 15th. But for more information, visit pgparks.com. And if you're having your Christmas gifts delivered, you may want to consider having your packages insured. Porch Pals is offering package insurance, safeguarding your packages from thieves. Those so-called porch pirates captured $16 billion worth of shipped merchandise in 2023, and now Porch Pals will cover the cost of your package up to $2,000. And you can submit up to 3 claims per year when you sign up for a membership.
Well, this past Giving Tuesday, Americans donated $3.6 billion, an increase from the past 2 years. And the Giving Tuesday nonprofit shares that this year's donation amount was a 16% increase from last year and nearly 12% from 2022. Now, the group estimates around 18 million people donated to nonprofits and 9 million volunteered. Now, Giving Tuesday is a Tuesday after Thanksgiving and a time for nonprofits to fundraise and engage with their supporters each year. All right, well, Simon Buggs is here with our Friday Sports page.
What do we got going on today, Simon?
Well, guys, with football season still in full effect, I have some great topics in store for today. What's going on, everyone? Stay right there as I have a preview for you on a very exciting football match going on later. And the Commanders player gets recognized for his community efforts. Don't move, we'll be right back.
The power of the knock is food. Your stew's delicious. I'm 88 years old, and I was with the Ice Capades when I was young. Now, being as old as I am, I lose balance. I don't like ending up this way, but what am I going to do? I got Meals on Wheels for the 5 years that I've been here. It's nice to know they come, and if you feel like talking, you can talk to them. I could talk for forever. They're totally a blessing.
What's up, sports fans? Are you ready? Because it's finally time for your favorite segment, the Friday Sports page. We begin with some high school football news, as tonight is the night Pumas fans wild to try and win their second state title in a row. The Pumas will take the field against Quince Orchard in the state championship game, and the team will have their hands full dealing with the Cougars as they are in the midst of another undefeated season at 12-0. A side of the football that's going to play a big part in why securing their second straight chip is the defense, which has played well this season as they've only given up an average of 10 points. They've also shut out their opponents 8 times this year as well. I talked to defensive lineman Trent Wilson recently, and he told me what's gone into his unit being able to play so well.
We all just play together. We all one team. We put each other in positions to make plays. We play unselfishly, and we just make sure that we do what we're supposed to do for the team, and we all have a responsibility to take care of, and we do that every play to make us so dominant on defense.
Kickoff is at 7:30, and I'll have highlights for you on Monday, football fans. Meantime, the Washington Commanders have announced that linebacker Bobby Wagner has been tapped to be the team's nominee for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. This award is given out annually to honor a player's community impact, and the 9-time Pro Bowler has certainly had that, as he has worked with initiatives like Inspire Change to address issues such as mental health and social justice. He's also created the program Tackle Everything Tech Tour, where he emphasized the importance of building generational wealth in order to help future generations thrive. The winner of the award will be announced during the NFL Honors on February 6th. Moving on to the world of college hoops, the Terps women's basketball team has been absolutely cooking so far this season. Maryland is currently 9-0 and is ranked as one of the top 10 teams in the country. A big reason for the Lady Terps' early success is the transfers they brought in, like Sailor Poffenbarger, Christina Dolce, and Sarah Tibiasu, just to name a few. I asked head coach Brenda Fries what makes this group so special, and she highlighted how competitive they are.
They've brought a level of competitiveness. They've brought a level of experience, and they know how to play. And I think that's been the biggest thing, is just the compliment they've made to the existing players on this team on our roster, as well as their competitive fire and their skill set, has been exactly what we've needed to be able to add to the roster.
Maryland will take the court next against the Purdue Boilermakers tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And the Terps men's basketball team will also be in West Lafayette, taking on Purdue this weekend as well. Tip-off will be on Sunday at noon. And lastly, the Caps will be in Toronto tonight, taking on another Eastern Conference team in the Maple Leafs. The game begins at 7 o'clock.
All right, thank you, Simon.
No problem.
Who do you have winning the big game tonight?
Well, guys, it's going to be a good one. I'm really excited, but I think I'm going to roll with Wise. When I was interviewing Wilson and the other players from the team, they seem really hungry, and I feel like players like Wilson, like the Carlos Young, quarterback Eric Widge, I feel like they're going to make sure to show up tonight for the game, and I think I got Wise coming on top. It's going to be a tough one, but I'm gonna roll with the Pumas, so we'll see. Hopefully they can make it 2 in a row.
All right.
Absolutely. All right, Simon, thanks so much.
Now we're going to take a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight will be mostly clear. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny with a high of 41. Sunday will also be mostly sunny, but a little warmer. We're looking at a high of 54 and low of 37. Monday will have a high of 55. However, we have a 90% chance of rain kicking off the work week.
And before we go, let's take a look at our community calendar. Starting tomorrow night, the Bowie Center for the Performing Arts is putting on an original production of Charles Dickens's A Christmas Carol, follow London's most notorious miser Ebenezer Scrooge as he journeys through the time with a host of spirits to rediscover his own humanity and the spirit of the holidays. The show will be playing from December 7th to the 15th, but for tickets or other showtime information, make sure you visit bowiecenter.org.
And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you again Monday. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody, and good luck tonight, Wise.